guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or not foundation review on the fairly new Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel. So I went ahead and stopped into my local Ulta yesterday to purchase some more sponges. I'm like obsessed with these Morphe sponges, but I went ahead and purchased some, and I saw that they had this huge like Flower Beauty display and like little situation going on, and I was like, this is my chance. And then I saw they had foundation, and I was like, oh, let me grab that right now, because I love foundation. So I was really interested in this, and it's only $13.99, which isn't bad. It's very nicely priced. Like, this looks like a high-end luxury packaging. The drugstore brands have done such a good job of really like stepping up their game and giving their customers really like luxury-like products for a really good price. Because I know a lot of us, we don't want to spend a lot of money on makeup. We have other things to pay. We have a lot of stuff going on in our lives, and makeup is the last thing on some of our lists. So just the fact that we have some really good finds at your local Ultas, your local CVS's, drugstores, whatever, is a really good thing. So I went off on a tangent, but I'm really excited about this, and I think this packaging is so beautiful. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and start this review. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually start off with some moisturizer, and for that I'm gonna be using my Estee Lauder Day Wear Matte Moisturizer. It's like a gel-like consistency. So I'm just applying this Day Wear Matte Moisturizer all over my skin. This Flower Beauty foundation is a more luminous finish, so because it's luminous and because I have naturally oily skin, I definitely want to give my skin that really good prep so that it can not be too like luminous on me, and it can also kind of just like grasp it well. I like this moisturizer because as soon as I put it on, it literally like it gets on my oils and just shuts shit down. So I really love this. So we're gonna be taking the foundation. As you can see, beautiful packaging, like I mentioned 1,000 times. And this is in the color TAWNY M4. And it is a luminous makeup nude skin feel, and it also has sunscreen of 18, so that's pretty cool. I thought it was going to be a little bit more watery and runny, but it's actually a nice consistency. It seems super fresh and almost like moisturizer like when it's like hydrating, but it's still like staying in place. So we are going to hope that this is a good match for us. And you can still see the redness in there, like it's not covered completely, but we are gonna just go ahead and add a little bit more. It definitely has a nice radiance. Oh shoot, I put some on my nose. I was trying to smell it, but it doesn't really smell like anything, which is a good thing, especially for my people who don't like scented foundations. We're just gonna apply, and we're also gonna go in around our eyebrow area. And we're gonna have to apply a little bit more. It kind of has a consistency of a tinted moisturizer. I feel like it's very, very lightweight, and you're definitely gonna have to build on this because the coverage is not all the way there automatically. It's definitely a buildable foundation. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit more. You can still see some spots that need some taking care of. And my skin is reacting to something. I don't know what it is, but it's getting a little texturized right now. So you can see how it gives you that radiance. It looks really pretty on the skin. It's nothing too intense. Even for somebody like me that has oily skin, it's still something bearable, and it feels like one of those like fresh face, just woke up, got really good night rest type of feel. I do have to say though, with this type of foundation, I wouldn't put on highlight like for myself, like shimmery highlight, because I feel like this is one of those foundations where if I were to put on highlight as somebody with oily skin, by the end of the day, my skin would just look super glowy. So I think that this is the type of foundation that I would wear like for every day, or like when I want to look like I'm glowing, but not an intense glow. That's what I'm getting out of this foundation. So that's with a sponge. I feel like the coverage could have been a little bit better, but it's not bad. So now we're gonna be taking some more product, and I'm gonna be using my Delium Tools Precision Kabuki brush. We're just gonna be dotting the product right on our skin. I like to do it this way because I can decide exactly where to place the foundation or where I need more coverage, as opposed to having something where you just put it directly on the brush and it covers more in one area. So I like to do things this way. It's a lot of radiance on this side. It almost looks wet on this side. Let's see, let's see. I feel like it applies the same for both the brush and the sponge. I feel like it's something that you have to build. I feel like there's still radiance, like you can see the radiance as I go like this. So no highlighter for me, but I think I am gonna go ahead and just set it so that I can make sure that for me, somebody that has oily skin, I can still be slaying the game without looking too oily. So I'm gonna be taking my Airspun powder. They do have powders by Flower Beauty, but the reviews haven't been the great. I was looking at them because I was like, do I need the powder too? They have a matte powder and like a luminous finish powder, and people were not into it. So I was like, let me just stick to my tried and true. I'm just gonna be taking a brush and I'm going to be powdering just the areas where I tend to get oily. So right here, a little bit on my nose because it's looking a little oily. My T-zone pretty much is what I need to fix. And then right here, my smile lines always get oily, so I need to cover those. But these areas right here are where I need to fix. And then of course my eyes so that they don't crease. But it's looking pretty good now that I went ahead and just set it. But there's still radiance, like there's still a nice subtle natural glow from within. So I'm just gonna bring my mirror up close and see what I see. So definitely looks very fresh on the skin. It almost looks like I don't have any like intense makeup on. It looks like I have like just something light, like I mentioned, like a tinted moisturizer. And it did not look bad with the powder. I feel like the powder and this foundation work really well together. As you can see, it still looks super healthy and it still looks good. It does not look like I just went ahead and put on powder. Some foundations, when you put on powder, it's a hot mess, starts breaking apart, everything looks awful. But with this, it just looks super good and it almost looks like it's a matte foundation, even though it's not. It was just the powder that we used. But we still have like a nice radiance, which I enjoy. It's not clinging onto my texture, not clinging onto my skin, doesn't look dry, looks very good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back to give you guys my first impression, see how it works with the rest of my products. BRB and stay tuned. Okay, so I am back. I went ahead and finished the rest of my makeup. I kept it super light today because I just feel like this foundation is a light foundation. Like it's just supposed to be a luminous nude skin feel that I was like, let me just keep it super light. Brows, mascara, concealer, blush, and lipstick. So it blended out really well with my concealer. I had no issues. I went ahead and baked my under eyes and they look really good. Like it doesn't look like I have powdered under there or like dry or thick or anything like that. And up close, my skin also looks pretty good. It definitely looks like I'm wearing a very light foundation. Doesn't even feel like I have foundation on, to be completely honest, which I am liking. I feel like the foundation color now looks pretty good. I did go ahead and just use some concealer on my T-zone just to kind of like neutralize everything, and I think now it worked out really well. I didn't put on any highlighter like I mentioned because I feel like this foundation has a luminosity on its own that I feel like doesn't need any more highlighting. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this out the entire day, and I will be back at the very end of the day and give you guys my final thoughts on the new Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, and we can decide whether this is worth the buy or not. So let's see if these $14 are put to good use, because I feel like it looks really nice right now, especially now that everything's put together. So I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, so I'm back. It is now 9:30 p.m. and I am kind of impressed with this. I just got back from the gym and I actually feel like it stayed in place really well. And I feel like the more I looked at it, the more I felt like it was good, like color-wise. Like I felt like it's very suitable. And I feel like it just looks really nice on the skin. The only thing that is negative is that I feel like it accentuates my pores around this area right here. like when I'm kind of far back and just looking straight ahead, I feel like you can see my pores. So I would have to use like a pore minimizing primer for this area right here. I do like the fact, like I mentioned, that is a very lightweight consistency. I feel like I do get a little bit of radiance, but it's nothing crazy. I definitely do feel like if you are somebody that has really oily skin or combo skin that wants to try this foundation out by Flower Beauty, I would really recommend you setting it, especially those areas where you get really, really oily. But other than that, I feel like it looks really nice, and I feel like for my ladies that have dry skin and normal skin, I think you're gonna love it, especially my ladies that have dry skin, because when I first applied this, it had this really like wet, moisturizing, hydrated finish where I was like, oh my gosh, that is like super like dewy. And for me, that's like, oh no, oh hell no. But once I said it, I was good. But for my dry skin ladies, I feel like that's like the best thing that you could ask for, considering the fact that I know dryness can be a biatch, because during the summer when I had really bad skin issues, my skin was so dry that nothing really worked on it except for those super hydrating products. And I think that this is a very hydrating product. Now, if you're somebody that has like texture, or if you have a lot of redness or unevenness and you really want a full coverage situation, I don't think you'll like this, because you'll end up using way too much and you have to like really, really build on it. I think this is more for those people that want a finish that is gonna just, you know, be good to go and super light coverage and kind of buildable. So I think it really just depends on your preference, but I think this is a really good find at your local Ulta's like drugstore section for $13.99. I think that's a reasonably priced item. It does remind me of the L'Oreal Pro Glow in many ways. I feel like it has that type of consistency, that type of finish. I kind of like this one a little bit better, because I feel like with this one, even if you pack on powder on the skin to just set your face or bake your under eyes, if you have issues with creasing your under eyes, this is not going to accentuate the powder or make it look crazy. So I think this is something worth looking into, because I think that it's always cool to discover new brands at the drugstore, and for people to come out with new brands, also really cool, and for them to do it right, that's always a plus. I feel like when somebody comes out with a makeup line, when it's done right, it's like, wow, like applause to you, because that took a lot of work, I can imagine. So I think this is definitely something worth looking into. I wish that you could sample this, because I feel like it's worth trying for everybody. Even my ladies who have oily skin, I feel like it's something that if you set it correctly like this, it can look really nice just for everyday use. So this is pretty exciting that I found this, and like I mentioned, this is in the color Tawny M4, and I think it suits me pretty well. So those are all my final thoughts. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this worth a buy or not video. I quickly want to let you guys know that the Cover FX foundation is coming. I had some technical difficulties with it, but it's coming really, really soon, so just hold on tight. Don't think I forgot about that one. That's coming after this foundation review, probably on Saturday, I'm hoping. So just stay tuned for that, and if you guys enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to thumbs it up. And if you guys want to see more foundation reviews, please let me know which one you want to see next, so I can go ahead and do that for you guys. And if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you to become a member of our family here on YouTube, because I wouldn't want you guys to miss these videos for the world, because I bring you the best reviews, best tutorials, best suggestions, best everything. So why not join the fun? You know what I mean? So I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.